Good morning, Uday. Today is Monday, December the 4th, and here's the heads up brief for today. Today's production to our clients consisted of a total of 81 issues. We covered 41 issues in East Asia Pacific, 22 issues in South Asia, and 18 issues in the EMEA region. I will be briefing you on the major issues of today's production.
Thanks, Bassel. Can we go ahead with it?
Yes, sure. Starting off with East Asia Pacific, I'll be covering the top two of the 41 issues. In the Philippines, at least 4 people were killed and 50 people were injured following a bombing during a Catholic mass at the Mindanao State University in Marawi yesterday. The incident occurred at approximately 7:30 a.m. local time. The Islamic State East Asia province claimed on Telegram that its members had detonated the bomb. The post-blast investigation revealed fragments of a 60-millimeter mortar from the improvised explosive device used in the attack. All police regional offices in Mindanao are on red alert. The National Capital Region Police Office is on heightened alert. We covered this as a major development in Southeast Asia roundup today.
Thanks, Bassel. This is an interesting and worrying development in southern Mindanao. Marawi has seen a lot of terrorism, including the siege of Marawi in 2017. And the Islamic State East Asia province is supposed to be pretty much defunct at this point, although some of its component groups do have some level of limited capabilities. So this attack seems to indicate that they are trying to research and rebuild their capabilities. So let's keep an eye out on the security environment in southern Philippines and keep a close eye on this. Thanks.
Yes, sure, Uday. In New Zealand, the Te Pati Maori is planning protests across the North Island tomorrow as Parliament resumes for a new term. The party has urged the Marawi people to unite for a national Maori Action Day as members of Parliament arrive in Wellington to mark the start of the parliamentary session. The protest is planned as the newly elected coalition government of the National Party, ACT New Zealand and New Zealand First seeks to roll back policies recognizing the Maori as the country's first people and addressing the impacts of colonization, including the Treaty of Waitangi. Demonstrators are also rallying against the government's positions on climate change, smoking laws, and the repeal of smoke-free legislation, while addressing concerns such as film rebates and the cancellation of the Lake Onslow project. We released an advisory on this today.
Thanks, Bassel. Let's keep our clients updated on more developments regarding this. It is a sensitive issue.
Sure, very well noted. In South Asia, I'll be covering the top issue of the 22 issues. The India Meteorological Department has announced that Cyclone Michang is expected to make landfall in Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, and Puducherry today. The National Disaster Response Force has deployed 18 teams to Tamil Nadu, Puducherry, Andhra Pradesh, and Odisha to aid in rescue and relief efforts. 10 additional teams have been kept on standby to provide support for unforeseen circumstances. The cyclone is expected to affect parts of Bangladesh over the coming days as well. We covered this as the major development in the South Asia roundup today.
Yeah, so the Indian Met Department, the National Rescue and Defense, the National Disaster Response Force, sorry, that is quite competent, and it should hopefully minimize the impact on people for the cyclone. But it still is of concern in Odisha, which is lesser developed and has suffered a lot in cyclones from the past. And Bangladesh is the same situation too. So we can expect to see some destruction and damage. Thanks.
Very well noted. In EMEA, I'll be covering the top 2 of the 18 issues. In Ukraine, Chief of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, Jens Stoltenberg, yesterday warned the alliance should be prepared for bad news from Ukraine. NATO Chief Stoltenberg added that war develops in phases and NATO should support Ukraine in good and bad times. He defined the war between Russia and Ukraine as a war of attrition and a battle for efficiency and logistics. We conveyed this to our clients via an advisory message today.
All right, this is really interesting because it's pretty much the complete opposite of what he was saying slightly over a year ago, if I'm not wrong, Bassel.
Yes,
when
that's true.
Western nations thought that it would be an easy success. What do you think about the trajectory of the conflict at this point, Basil?
So at the moment today, the conflict is at a stalemate, despite President Zelensky that the conflict is not at a military stalemate. However, we have seen that the front lines haven't changed much since Ukraine's counteroffensive, which has failed. As the Chief Stoltenberg said, the war is a battle for efficiency and logistics, and this is what the West has not been able to provide recently, especially as the latest European Union aid to Ukraine should have been around 1 million rounds of ammunition, artillery ammunition. However, only 300,000 have been sent. So it's clear that the conflict is at a stalemate and will continue in the short term. And there are some news that said that military officials from Ukraine and Russia are discussing, let's say, quote unquote, under the table about a possible peace process following this conflict. So we'll have to see about that.
Great. Let's keep a close eye on this, Basil. Thanks.
Yes, sure. We're monitoring this closely. Lastly, concerning the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, the Israeli Defense Forces has said that an on-ground operation has begun in southern Gaza. The IDF stated that the intensity of its operation in southern Gaza will match that in the north. The IDF also carried out raids in the West Bank. Around 60 Palestinians were arrested in Jenin this morning. Iran has warned of a regional expansion of the conflict if Israel continues with its attacks in Gaza. French President Emmanuel Macron has said there will be no permanent security for Israel in the region if its security is attained at the cost of Palestinian lives. Also, 3 commercial maritime vessels were attacked by drones and missiles by suspected Houthi militants in the Red Sea yesterday. We covered this as a major development in EMEA today. We also conveyed this to our clients via an advisory message as well.
Great. The situation's only getting worse. Keep a close eye on the activities of the Houthis for our clients, especially.
Yes, sure.
Yeah. Thanks, Basil.
That's the heads up for today. Thank you, Uday.